Okay, today I'm going to talk about how to make your website convert specifically in the home service contracting world, though the same kind of principles and information could pretty much be done or used in all things website wise. Okay, so a lot of times when people go and design a website or need a new website, they're just designing a very pretty site. They're designing a site that they think it looks great. They're looking at other people. Oh, I like these colors. I like that structure. I like those buttons. And then a web designer designs it, you approve it, and it looks great. Unfortunately, what happens with the way you design sites that way, it's not going to really convert, right? A pretty site, I would say 10, 15 years ago, a pretty site will convert because a lot of people had crappy looking sites. And so just the most professional looking site seems to have be the right one. But nowadays people are spending $60 for a site or $15,000 for a site, right? Depending on what it is. And so most sites are looking somewhat okay and professional. So now users or people looking to possibly buy or call you are looking for different things, right? It's no longer just, oh, it's a cool looking site. Now they're looking for things. You have to actually be able to answer their questions that they have in their head in order to convert that person specifically for home service contracting into a call. And so I'm going to give you some information, some high level information. I won't give you all the secret sauce, but some information where my clients has experience. You know, they're spending, let's say, $300 a lead down to like $50 or $80 a lead just by changing the website. And this is from companies that just built a website, right? They just finished a website. They get frustrated because I say, hey, that website's not going to work. We redesign it and they recoup their costs within the first month or two just because they're converting more people on there. So 50 people going on the website, they're only closing, let's say 30, 40% of that. New website, now they're closing 60 to 75% of that. Obviously the revenue is going to increase. And so we know what works because we've been doing this for a very long time. And the way we approach web design is way different than most agencies. And I'm talking about big agencies. I'm not going to say their name, but the big agencies out there are the ones that I'm reviewing and critiquing and saying, hey, that's a pretty site. It looks beautiful, but it's not going to convert, right? And it shows in the numbers. And then when we redesign the site, we see the difference. So let me give you some advice when you're building your website. So it gives you something tangible, very high level, and now how you implement that and the way you put it in the position of the site matters, right? Where you put it on the website. But here are the 3 questions that I would tell my clients that here's what people have in their head subconsciously when they're on your site. Are you affordable? Are you competent or professional? And are you trustworthy? If you answer those questions in 10 seconds or less, then they're most likely going to scroll down your site and really see what you have to offer, right? I always say it's the value proposition that gets you that call. And so a lot of times people miss that. They just say, hey, we're a heating and air company. So you got heating and air stuff, and we're you know, all the services, or we're a plumbing company, or we're a electrician, or whatever it is. And here's our services, right? I love, park that real quick. I love what Apple does. If you take what Apple does, it's kind of the similar kind of strategy, or Jeep or Harley Davidson, right? When you look at those kind of brands, it's a lot different than you will look at like a Motorola or a Android or, you know, a Microsoft phone or whatever it is. A lot of these companies over here, they focus on the service, on the tech, on what this thing could do. Where Apple, Jeep, Harley Davidson, they focus on what? The experience. What are you going to experience when you buy our product, right? Nike, the experience, right? They have tech underneath the experience, but that's not the first. The service is not the first. It's the experience. What are your customers going to experience when you buy a Jeep, Nike, when you buy an iPhone? Like they show, you know, people taking photos, right, and then looking, and then they put the camera shot on their phone where they're editing it. Excuse me. Where they're editing it, and then they send off that edited photo to their friend, and then it pan to the next shot of their friend receiving that picture and then putting a thumbs up on it. So the experience, oh, that's cool. They took a picture, they edited it, bam, they sent. They didn't have to say, we have 10,000 settings on editing your phone. We got 10 megapixel or 20 megapixel. We got, the ability to thumbs up and 5,000 different emojis. No, they didn't do all the settings. There's tons of cool things you could do with the iPhone. All right, and a lot of features, a lot of technology, the battery, all that. It's great here. But what they focused on was the experience of using their product. And people buy the experience. The tech is good for very select few, but they don't care really about the tech. They want the experience. They want to be able to send a video, movie, whatever. So specifically for the iPhone, Harley Davidson, Harley knows that their product is not better than everyone, right? In fact, people who drive Harleys know that the things break down. But what, and I would say, and this is not, it could be a debate. I would say Japanese products usually are better, cheaper, and better quality as far as long lasting than the Harleys, right? Same thing with the Jeep, right? And so what Jeep and Harley did, and that's why they're still doing really well, is that they changed from here's what our things can do, or Harleys, or the twin engine, or whatever, it's to the experience. So what those videos look like, it's a biker with a leather jacket, right? Dude, black glasses, just, look so cool. And then you got the posse in the back, right? The gang in the back rolling, or they have a couple together. They're kind of touring across country with their friends, with their other bikes, they're creating an experience. They're showing this is what you can experience when you buy a Harley. And so the Jeep, same thing. So I parked where I was going. So the experience is what you sell. So let's go back to now, how does that apply with home service contracting or anything else that you do? Is you have to sell the experience. So instead of saying, we emergency service, plumbing service, blah, 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 let's talk about why I should pick you. So things like pictures of your staff, pictures, a lot of people use stock photography, and stock photography is okay in places, but not on your front page. They want to know what you look like when they want a plumber or heating and air company or whatever it is. They want to know who they're dealing with. What does your technician look like? Are you guys look professional, clean cut, you trustworthy, right? And so when you have a picture of your technician on your page and your equipment, then they know, okay, you look professional. They're building rapport. People buy from people. So when you have just stock photography and just very vague stuff, nothing like they're okay, well, I don't know, right? But if you start putting pictures of your staff and your team and your in the group, then they're, oh man, these people look friendly, and so that's the people I'm going to be dealing with. All right, awesome. So bang, check. So you look professional. So that those 3 questions, check. Then you got the affordability. Do you have coupons? Do you have a special? Do you have an offer to give them to say, hey, we want to give you money back already. We want you to save. So then affordability goes in there. And then you got the accolades and awards, right? Are you trustworthy? So do you have Google reviews? Do you have BBB accreditations, Home Advisor, or whatever it is, things that says, hey, we have these awards and accolades, so now we have social proof. We have the community likes us and voted us in. So that's the other thing. So are you affordable? Are you competent, professional, or trustworthy? So you answer those 3 questions on your home page. Then you go to, hey, we can help you with your heating and air. When someone's looking for a heating and air contractor on Google and they click on the link on Google, they already assume you can help them. They know, okay, you're a heating and air company, you can probably help me. So now, why should I pick you? Okay, you made it, I made it to your site. Why should I pick you? Your value proposition. And so I feel like a lot of times companies miss it. I mean, I see people send me photo on hey, here's this new website, or a new client comes in, hey, we just designed a website, all excited. I'm like, well, I hate to break it to you, but this is why it's not going to convert. And sometimes we can kind of fix it to where we put the elements where the secret sauce, so I'm telling you the ingredients. I'm just not going to tell you how you put the ingredients together to make it convert for you. But if you understand the logic in what I'm telling you, you can kind of figure out how to position that so that you can convert and get your website to convert, right? And so again, I've seen it time and time and time again. And I'm talking like they spent $10,000 on a brand new website, $5,000 brand new website, and it just doesn't convert very well. They still have, unfortunately, problems with converting. They have all this traffic and just no one's calling them, right? Because they're just bouncing to the next website that can convert, that has that value proposition. So long as the day of having a nice website is going to get you calls, right? And you might get calls right now with a beautiful website. I'm not saying you're never going to get calls, but it's low-hanging fruit. Get a website. I remember I was following this guy, and because I'm always trying to educate myself, learning psychology about people's human behavior with color theory, headers, and all that, headings and all that. And so I was listening to this guy, and they do these A/B testings all the time. And there's this ad that they had, and all they did was literally change the header, just the 4 words. They changed 4 words, and this ad compared to this ad, this one had 60% increase in conversion just by changing the header, just text, same picture, same description, same everything, same colors, just a header. So I know just by changing 1 word, 2 words, a saying, whatever, it works. And that's just one example of many examples that they did in tests. And so imagine a website that has everything that you can change, right? And sometimes it's kind of like I say, is a NASCAR approach where everyone just throws everything in your face and you have no idea where to click on. The flow's off, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. Like, what do you want me to click on? Like, it's just too much, right? So there's that side of it. There's color theory. There's all these things. But I think the high 40,000 foot view is really what I wanted to share with you with this video, is that to get you to think like a customer. Who cares what you think of the website should look like? Who cares what colors you like and what experience you want to have? What does your customers' experience want to have? What do they think, right? Don't use all these high-tech technology or industry jargon on your website, because they don't understand. They don't know, right? And so when you start using these terms, you lose them, right? And so again, those are just very high-level questions that you should be able to answer subconsciously. These questions are in the customer's mind on why they should pick you as their heating and air company, home trades contractor, or buy your product, whatever it is, or service that you're providing. Should I choose you? And if you approach it that way, then design your site with those questions in mind, then you're going to see a website that converts a lot better than what you have today. Go check out your site now and just go into the customer's mind, pretend you're a customer, ask those questions, and does your website solve that problem, or answer those questions? And I guarantee you're going to say, man, we missed it a little bit. And so let me know what you think in the comments below. I'd like to hear, do you agree with that? This is what we see, that we see fruit from our clients, that we do this time and time again and see continue growth and conversion. So this is based off experience, not just I read it somewhere and and a lot of this is like I didn't even read it. It's just I took pieces here, pieces there, pieces here, and took the ingredients and then made my own. It's like, my mom makes a really good chocolate cake. Well, my mom makes a really good chocolate cake, right? Similar ingredients, but who's really better, right? Well, we feel like we have a really good chocolate cake and we see results time after time. So thank you so much for watching this. Share it with your team, share it with your new agency, right? I don't care. But we really want to focus on things that convert, not just having a pretty site. And so I hope that helped you. If you have any questions, please contact us at redpalm.us and fill out our contact information, and we'll love to answer any questions you may have. Have a fantastic day.